Greetings, doctor. My name is Omana Napapan. My matrix number is ET204110130. Today, I'm going to do a presentation that focuses on the audiolingual method, or known as ALM. ALM is a highly influential approach that once dominated language classrooms in the 1950s and 1960s. ALN's origin is rooted in a profound and immediate military necessity in the United States. During World War II, the United States government recognized a critical need for personnel who could speak foreign language fluently. The existing grammar translation method was deemed wholly ineffective as it focused heavily on reading, writing, and theoretical grammar. This led to the development of the Army Specialized Training Program, or known as the Army Method, which prioritized rapid, practical, and conversational ability. As for the theoretical backbone, is the theoretical foundation of L is derived from two scientific fields prevalent at the time: structural linguistics and behaviorist psychology. Structural linguistics believe that language should be analyzed and taught as an infinite set of structures or patterns. Behaviorism, primarily B.F. Skinner's work, established that all learning, including language, is a process of habit formation achieved through a cycle of stimulus, response, and immediate reinforcement. The correct responses are immediately reinforced to establish good habits. Now, let's move on to the key features of how ALM is implemented in the classroom. Listening is the first skill. Priority is given to oral discrimination and comprehension, mirroring first language acquisition. Students must hear and recognize sounds and patterns accurately before speaking, reading, or writing with intense focus on pronunciation and intonation. The second one is use of dialogues. Dialogues are the chief means of presenting all new language items. They provide contextualized examples and are memorized through mimicry. For example, students memorize and role-play exchanges like, "Good morning class, how are you?" And the reply would be, "We are fine, teacher. How about you?" The third one is rigorous drilling for mastery. The core activity is drilling. These are repetitive, mechanical practices to establish a strong habit pattern. The key examples include repetition drills, where students echo the teacher's model to produce good pronunciation. For example, the teacher says, "I like tea," and the students repeat it. Second one is the backward build-up drills are used to help students master long sentences by starting from the end and gradually adding preceding phrases. The third one is substitution drills, where it is like the single slot drill, encourage students to substitute a single word, which is the cue, into a specific slot in a sentence pattern. For instance, changing the sentence "I'm eating a sandwich" to "I'm eating pizza." The last one is about transformation drills. It requires students to change a sentence from one form to another, demonstrating automatic mastery of a grammatical rule. For example, changing the word "she is happy" to the negative form "she is not happy." Now, for the advantages of this approach, this is highly effective for building foundational accuracy. The rigorous and controlled nature of the drills forces accuracy in grammar and pronunciation. It also helps prevent the fossilization of errors, which means the creation of bad habits. The second advantage is it is highly systematic and easy to implement. The materials are structurally graded, and it is a low preparation method, manageable for new teachers or large classes. Choral and group repetition allows all students to practice simultaneously. And for the last advantages of this approach is it provides intensive practice in listening and also speaking. By demanding constant repetition and mimicry, it directly helps students to overcome shyness and gain confidence in speaking basic phrases. It is also highly effective for improving their pronunciation skills. While effective for building a base, ALM has several notable weaknesses. Firstly, it leads to a lack of meaning and contextual understanding. The mechanical nature of drills leads to rote memorization without the deeper cognitive understanding of when or why to use a structure in a new context. Students often lack semantic and pragmatic comprehension. For example, a student might flawlessly perform a drill but fail to produce a sentence in a real life situation because the structural learning was separated from communicative meaning. The second disadvantage is it inhibits creative and spontaneous language use. Since students only practice controlled, fixed patterns, they struggle to generate novel sentences or respond spontaneously to unpredictable communicative situations. Students risk becoming parrots instead of independent language users. For the third advantages, is the high potential for boredom and demotivation. The repetitive and monotonous nature of hours of drilling often leads to student disengagement and frustration. Students may repeat the patterns without mental effort, which is mindless repetition, leads to long-term retention. While the best method to integrate with ALM, especially for low proficiency international students, is communicative language teaching (CLT). This integration forms an eclectic approach. As for the ALM phase, which focuses on accuracy, this phase uses controlled drills like repetition and substitution drills to build the structural base and ensure students master the correct form of sentences. This also helps reduce L1 interference by targeting predictable high-frequency errors. As for the CLT phase, it focuses on the fluency. The focus then shifts to a CLT phase, where students are assigned realistic task-based activities. For example, after drilling necessary sentences, the students might be assigned a role play simulating checking in for them. The focus then shifts from perfect grammar to successful negotiation and goal completion. This blend immediately applies the structure in a realistic and meaningful context, providing a cognitive foundation for communication. In conclusion, the audiolingual method (ALM) is originated from the immediate military need of the ASTP. It is theoretically grounded in structural linguistic and behaviorist psychology. ALM then operates as an oral-based, habit formation method that prioritizes intensive practice and rigorous drilling to establish foundational accuracy in pronunciation and grammar. While ALM is systematic and effective for initial error prevention, it is widely criticized for leading the rote memorization and inhibiting creative language use. Therefore, the most effective approach for teaching low proficiency learners is an eclectic model that integrates ALM with communicative language teaching (CLT). This blend uses ALM to ensure structural accuracy, while CLT immediately applies these forms in relevant task-based activities to develop the necessary fluency, spontaneity, and pragmatic competence, preparing students to be independent and confident communicators in the real. That's all from me. Thank you.